Good morning, boys and girls. Today our topic is finding weight. Now I know that you already know that weight is how heavy things are, but today we're going to scientifically add the reason that we can get a number of their heaviness is because gravity, there's an invisible force, gravity, that's pulling the object down. And scientists have invented tools that help you to measure how much the object is being pulled down and how heavy it feels. So let's take a look at an object. I have my assistant here, Mrs. Richards.
Hello.
We have a kitchen scale right here. It looks just like the ones you might find at the grocery store. And what's inside of there is a spring. So as you put an object on there, gravity, an invisible force that we can't see but is there, will pull the object down. And this tool will help us to get a reading of exactly how much it pulls it down and how heavy, therefore, it is. So we put it in here and you see that the dial moves. Okay, so this is kind of our idea for today, is that gravity is pulling it. You guys have all seen one of these before. This is a scale that you would step on in your bathroom or your kitchen or wherever your parents would keep it, and it will tell you how heavy you are. Because I want you to think about this. If you're standing on this and it's calculating, it won't give the actual reading because I'm not standing on it correctly. If you're standing on this and it's calculating, it's because gravity is pulling you down. If you were to bust this open and look at the inside, there are springs, and this piece of equipment will give you a reading of how heavy that object is. So we call this a kitchen scale, and we call this maybe a bathroom scale or a diet scale, okay? Our next object that we're going to use, I had in my tackle box for fishing. And this is a scale for whenever you catch a fish, you can hang a fish off of it, and there's a little bitty spring inside that, depending on how heavy it is, it will tell you your catch, how large your catch is. So we're going to hang my backpack off of there. This is a fish scale. They also make luggage scales like this when you're going to the airport. It's fine. If it pokes a hole, it's okay. So normally you would put that through a fish's mouth. But the spring inside is going to get pulled down. So it will tell us how heavy my backpack is because of gravity. Gravity pulling it. Okay, now I have another scale to show you, and it's our scientific scale that we're going to use today. These are called spring scales. Spring scales. I'm going to go closer to one because it has a spring inside, and what's cool about these, let me get the blue one, that one's smaller, that one's larger, is that they will stretch in a clear tube so you can see what's happening. Okay, so they will give you a reading on these numbers over here, and we'll teach you how to read them in just a little bit. You only look at the inside. Newtons will tell you why in a little bit, but you can take a reading of how heavy an object is. Let's just hang some scissors off the green spring scale. And so as you hang it, the spring will start to stretch, and it's no longer at 0. It's now about halfway to 1. So you just hang an object off and it tells you how heavy. So today's lesson is going to be about using these tools, spring scales. Okay, again, kitchen scale, bathroom scale, fish scale, and our hero for the day, spring scale. Notice that they all had one word in common, and that word was, to go with weight, scale. So our word for today, when you want to find an object's weight, you have to use some type of scale. All right.